Okay, right here is a 2012 Hitachi EX1900-6. The EX1900 series was first introduced by Hitachi in 2002 as the -5 model, which was the successor to the older EX1800-3 model. Later on, in late 2007, Hitachi upgraded the EX1900-5 to the new EX1900-6 model, which featured many electronic and environmental upgrades over its predecessor. Now, let's go and take a closer look at this big machine. The EX1900 is available in either front shovel or backhoe configuration, depending on what the customer prefers. In front shovel configuration, the EX1900 is set up with a standard 14.4 cubic yard bull clamp. In backhoe configuration, the EX1900 is set up with a standard 15.7 cubic yard rock bucket, which you can see right here on the front of this 1900. On the back of the stick, you can see the two bucket cylinders to curl the bucket in and out. And on the top of the boom are the two stick cylinders to push the stick in and out. The EX1900 comes from Hitachi with standard 31-inch crawler shoes. And this machine has two different travel speeds. 1.3 miles per hour at low travel speed and 1.7 miles per hour at high travel speed. And to help give you an idea of the size of an EX1900, this machine measures 22 feet 11 inches tall from the ground to the top of the operator's cap, and 21 feet 10 inches wide. Now, let's go up on the EX1900. Here you can see the large, wide, sliding access ladder mounted on the side of the excavator. And Hitachi also offers optional hydraulic folding steps to provide access onto this machine, depending on what the customer prefers. On the back of this machine is what's called the powerhouse, and this entire powerhouse module section can be removed in one piece for quick breakdown and reassembly of the machine. And take note of the large wide walkways along the sides and back of the powerhouse to allow plenty of access for operators or mechanics when they are servicing or repairing the machine. On the back of the powerhouse, you can see all the service compartments to get in and service the engine, hydraulic pumps, cooling fan, and the radiator. Let's take a look inside. When designing the EX1900 series, Hitachi engineers completely redesigned the powering system on this machine. Replacing the twin-engine design utilized on the older EX1900-3 was a new single-engine design utilizing a single Cummins QSK38C turbocharged and aftercooled V12 diesel engine, which you can see right here. This engine produces 1,086 horsepower for this machine and meets the United States Tier 2 environmental emission regulations. This red canister that you see on the back of the machine's counterweight is for the fire suppressant system. Okay, from here you can get a good view of the hydraulic system on the EX1900. This machine uses a 3-valve hydraulic system, enabling both independent and combined operations of all functions. Here you can see all the control valves and all the hydraulic lines that run out to power the backhoe in the front. And if you look right down here, you can see the 2 high-torque axial piston swing motors, which are positioned 180 degrees from each other on each end of the ring, which is a very well-engineered design because not only will it provide better contact area for the swing, but it will also help wear the ring more evenly. On the left side of this machine, directly behind the operator's cab, sits the diesel fuel tank, which you can see right here. The new EX1900 features over 34% increase in fuel capacity when compared to the older EX1800. This tank holds 1,094 gallons of diesel fuel. And on the right side sits the hydraulic oil reservoir tank, which you can see right here. And it holds 277 gallons of hydraulic oil. Right here, you can get a good view of the hydraulic pumps on this machine. The EX1900 uses 6 variable displacement piston pumps in 3 tandem axial piston groups for front attachment, travel, and swing. And right here, you can see the oil cooler. Right here on the side of the hydraulic tank, you can see the little gauge to show the operator or mechanic how much hydraulic oil is inside the tank. Right here, you can see the grease barrel for the central lubrication system. And here you can see where the boom pins to the superstructure on the machine. And from right here, you can get a better view of one of the high-torque axial piston swing motors on the machine. Here you can see other service compartments to get in on the opposite side of the Cummins diesel engine and service it. Now this compartment, which is located directly below the operator's cab, is the electronic room. And inside of there are where all the computers, relays, and electronics are located to work the machine. On the back of the powerhouse, right here you can see the 2 air intakes and air cleaners for the engine. And under this cover are the 2 exhaust stacks. And from here you can get a good overview of the top deck on the EX1900. Now unfortunately the operator's cab on this machine is locked, so I will not be able to take you inside and show you the control setup. However, looking through the window right here, you can get a pretty good view of what the inside of the operator's cab on the EX1900 looks like. This is standard Hitachi control setup. The two electric joysticks that you see on the right and left side of the operator's seat control all the digging functions of the backhoe out in front, or if the machine were set up as a front shovel. The two hand levers you see directly out in front of the operator's seat connect to the foot pedals on the floor, and that is how you travel this machine, just like on a smaller excavator. To the right of the operator's seat, you can see a control panel, which features buttons to control other various functions on this machine, such as the engine throttle and also the engine start and stop switch. To the left, directly out in front of the operator's seat, you can see a 10.5-inch LCD screen, which displays fluid levels, operating, and sensor fault information to the operator. The two smaller screens that you see directly above the main display screen are cameras, and they show the operator blind spots on the machine. The noise level inside the cab of the EX1900 is rated to be below 72 decibels. And from here you can get another good view looking out at the backhoe or mass excavator configuration on this machine. From here you can see where the two travel motors are located to propel each individual track. And take notice that both the hydraulic motors and the hydraulic lines that run to power the motors are encased underneath these metal shields, which is to protect the motors and the hydraulic lines from any rocks, dirt, or falling debris when the machine is in operation. And if you look right up here, you can see the main service fluid filling station, which allows the fuel man or mechanic to plug into any one of these ports right here and fill the machine with either coolant, diesel fuel, gear oil, grease, PM oil, hydraulic oil, or engine oil. And from here you can get a good view of the superstructure on this machine. And on the back of the counterweight, you can see where it says Hitachi. And the overall operating weight of the EX1900 in backhoe configuration, as you see right here, is 212 tons. And in front shovel configuration, the EX1900 would weigh 1 ton less than the backhoe. But there she is, a 2012 Hitachi EX1900-6.